Hey everyone, it is time to do some of that thinning and rearranging that I have been admittedly putting off. I don't love doing it, but I understand the reason why. So, first thing, I'm gonna look at my seeds, and this cell, and that one back there, they have done nothing, right? We have like one or two, and it's not feasible for me to keep these, so we're dumping the whole trays out. You know the whole, some of you may die, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make joke? Yeah, that's what's happening here. So, into our pile, and now we have our empty cell. Sometimes when I dump things, they end up growing, which is awesome. I'm just saving room for my inside seeds that I know need to start in there, like tomatoes, peppers. And now that we've done our mini purge, it is time to start thinning these seeds out. And there are like two kind of quote unquote methods people do. So, and I'm gonna end up doing both of them. The first is when a cell has multiple seedlings, they pick the one that's the strongest and then snip the one, not to disturb the roots, but snip this one, and now we only have one in a cell. That way they both don't take up all the nutrients in that single cell, and this one will grow stronger because of it. Or at least that's the theory. And how do you know which one's stronger? Well, you tend to look for signs of, like, this one is smaller than this one, so I'd probably prune the smaller one. For these two, this one is leaning, so I'd probably prune that one, and you really, it's a judgment call. I'm just using my fingers because I have a nail and these are all pretty small, but I know some people use scissors, some people use shears. The point is you don't want to disturb the roots, you just want to snip it, and you know, I just use a little tray to compost. Okay, that tray is done. They will be healthier for it, and you might think, what if I pick the wrong one? Then you pick the wrong one, it's okay. It's still going to grow into a tomato or a pepper or whatever plant you planted. It just might not be as strong as the one that you clipped, but like, it'll be fine, I promise. And then for these ones up here, because they are much farther along, I'm actually going to transplant them into a cell of their own. And yes, I could have absolutely done these for the others. So what I'm going to do is get the cells pretty damp, because this is going to loosen the soil. What we're trying to do is disturb the roots as little as possible. So I'm going to gently like squeeze from the bottom so they start to lift. So I don't want to just like go in and yank these up. So I'm trying to pull here a little bit and they're not moving. So I'm going to keep squeezing and lifting until, huzzah, the whole thing comes out. So now I'm going to just keep wetting the roots so that I can then separate them, and each one will go now in its own little cell. And with tomatoes, I'm going to actually bury them deeper than what they were, because tomatoes like really deep roots. Gently, gently, of course. But this will allow them to develop a better root system before we transplant them out. Some of your plants might die doing this too. It's a very stressful process on the plant, which is why people tend to prefer thinning, but we'll see. And that's it. We have cleared out some plants that weren't working, thinned out some seeds, and yes, they do look more stressed on the ones that we moved versus the one we just thinned, but these guys are a little bit stressed right now, so best to just leave them alone, let them get comfortable in their new cell. They will bounce back, and if not, again guys, it's just seeds, we can start over. So thanks everyone for following along, keep you updated, talk to y'all later. Bye everyone.